Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akim Nakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Lying Lips Are Abomination to the Lord. All right, once again, lying lips are abomination to the Lord, which of course comes from Proverbs 12 and 22. Okay, and we'll touch on that in just a moment. So, pretty straightforward on the title. All right, you know what we're going to be talking about today. False witness, liars. All right, this is inspired by a article that I saw on Reddit. Now, I never heard about this case before. The Brian Banks case, I guess it happened quite a while ago, but it doesn't surprise me nonetheless. All right, with these false allegations of grape. All right, you know what we're talking about. GRAPE. All right, remove one letter from there and you can get it. All right, grape. All right, grapes is what we're talking about today. All right, you know how YouTube is, so got to be careful. So, so false allegations, all right, of that said fruit, right? So, and lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. Now, this is a subject that, I've touched on a few times, as all brothers have. Lying, lying is not something you can do, all right? It's not lawful. It is a sin to lie. You can't just go around lying. Now, there's certain situations where you might have to yikwab, all right? Yikwab your way out of a situation, all right? And which is, how Jacob did it, all right? And yikwab is the Hebrew pronunciation or Hebrew version of the name Jacob, okay? So you might have to, Jacob your way or, yikwab your way out of a situation, which would be, using less genuine speech, but it's not, some would consider it a lie, but it's, I don't want to call it a lie on the right hand side because, I don't want to say that, but it's a non-deceitful lie. You're not doing it maliciously, okay? For example, you might have to, for example, in this day and age, you have to lie. You must lie. All right, on a application, a job application. All right, they might have a certain situation where it says if you're walking, and this is one I've seen or at least heard of before, if you're walking through a parking lot up into the building, all right, and you see a $5 bill, will you take it or turn it in? Now, I know damn well I'm gonna take that $5 bill. Okay, and you know damn well you're going to take that $5 bill. Everybody's going to take that $5 bill. Here it is. You're in the middle of a parking lot, and a $5 bill is just sitting there by a rock. Ain't nobody around in sight. It's obviously nobody's, and you're going to turn it in the company? I'm not going to turn it in the company, but you best know well that I'm going to write on that application that I'd turn it in, because if you put, yeah, I'll take it, you're going to get denied. All right, this is a society around Esau, so certain times like that you have to lie. All right, or or basically, or you might have to play dumb, all right, in certain situations, okay? You might have to play dumb in certain situations. There's just certain things that for example, if someone asks you, I've been asked it before, oh, do you hate Moes? Do you hate those alternative lifestyle folks? All right, and what are you gonna say? Yes, all right. Well, they're talking about it at work, all right. You got a problem with Moes? You're gonna say yes, I do. Well, you're gonna lose your job. All right, and I had that happen to me one time. They were saying, I quab my way. Call all you how about me? I'm shy for that. The idea came in my head because I turned it into a joke. All right, they asked me. They said, they were saying something. They're going around, punking people because there's a lot of Moes at my work, and they're like, "What about you? Are you homophobic?" I said, "I'm not scared of gay people," and I laughed at it. Turned it into a joke. I said, "I'm not afraid of them," because a phobia is a fear. Okay, arachnophobia means you're scared of spiders. All right, thalassophobia is like scared of deep waters. All right, and homophobia, I'm not scared of them, and they laughed it off, and they never asked me the question again. And matter of fact, at one point in time, they referred to me as the least mophobic in the place, and they could not be further from the truth. But that shows you, man. Hey, sometimes you have to, you can't just go around lying. I got a brand new Rolls Royce. I got a brand new Rolex. I got a brand new white bitch, and I take her out every night. No, that's just, you're just lying. Or especially even so, lying to get somebody else into trouble, so harm or some punishment can come their way. All right, that is wicked. All right, but some situations, all right, you might have to, as they would call it, a white lie. All right, you might have to get yourself out of a situation. All right, and in general, all right, the Bible's not really talking about that situation. You ask brothers, elder brothers talk about it. Sometimes you got to yikwab your way out of a situation. Some consider Jacob, what he did, as a lie. Sometimes you might have to get yourself out of a situation like that if it would being circumspect, being circumspect. Someone asks you, do you have a problem with white people? If you say yes, guess what? Well, most of the time we can answer that question honestly. You have a problem with white people? No, we don't have a problem with white people. We have a problem with Edomites. Now, if someone was to say, oh, do you think the white people are Edomites? You might have to find a way out of that one. Okay? Yes. That ain't probably going to go too well for you. Probably going to have to find a way to yikwab your way out of that situation. All right, and that's between you and the Lord, and what you do is on your behalf. I'm not going to tell you how to go about it. All right, there's certain situations, all right, where you have to do those situations. And there's certain situations at the end coming where you won't be able to do those things. Like in the end come, if they ask you if you're an Israelite, if you're a follower of, Yahweh Shemi Shai, you can't lie. You have to say yes. All right, because you can't deny the Lord in those days. All right, during Jacob's trouble. So there's different situations you got to learn how to, it's you, it's your thing. The Lord will guide you through those situations. You'll have the feeling like, hey, I probably better cover up and hide the truth just a little bit in this situation, because they won't like it. All right, certain different things. Or why don't you eat pork? You lied because you said you're allergic. No, I've heard other brothers say that they're allergic. Just say you're allergic. Okay, I don't eat pork because it's an abomination, and I'm a follower of Yahweh Shemi Shai. And a matter of fact, another one of his teachings is that all white people are not all white people, all Edomites are going into captivity, and you seem to be an Edomite to me, dear boss. So I'm gonna be whipping you in the kingdom. Yeah, no, even if you say, you don't want to get involved in all that, man. You don't want to get involved in all that. It's better to just say you're allergic. Or what I say the shit's just nasty. Have you seen it? It's a fucking sea spider. I don't want to eat the shit. Pork's nasty. It gives me pork shits. That's what I tell people at work. I said, you sitting on the toilet, you get the pork sweats. Ain't nobody want that. All right, and that's not even a lie. But it's not necessarily the truth, but it's not a lie. It does give you the pork shits. You do get the pork sweats, but at the same time, it's true. It's a lie, but it's not a lie. It's true, but also it's not entirely truthful. All right, it's not a lie. It's in the gray area. Right? So that's what we're talking about. I'm going on a long tirade about this because we got the what do you want to call it? Not the overzealous, but the over-minded jakes that'll come in and, they sit in their room and meditate, hovering in the air type jake that says they can keep all 613 laws, and their name is, they have 15 different Hebrew names that they go by depending on the day of the week. All right, and they meditate seven times in 7 different rooms of their house. All right, and they repeat 777 before they do anything. Those type of jakes will pop up with, you're lying. Well, how did you get a job? Because there's going to be certain questions on there that you're just going to have to lie about. Okay? Certain questions that are designed for you to lie about. Okay? So, do you work well under stress? Some people don't work well under stress, but you best well put, yes, I work well under stress on that application. And that's enough of the explanation. We're giving you explanations for things that we're not talking about. Now we're not talking about. We're not talking about those type of things that you might be, pushed into and have to get yourself out of a dangerous situation. Using circumspection, you might have to yikwab someone. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about deceitfulness. We're talking about lies, maliciousness, saying that person got with that guy's wife. That person over there, for example, trying to gender strife this girl that I don't like at my work yesterday. I used to be cool with this dude. All right, this Issacharite dude, and he got with this girl. Now this girl, all right, now the whole situation, she's 18. All right, I don't know if they're together. He hasn't texted me in a minute because he used to work there. He left recently, but he got with this girl. Now this girl, when they first met each other, she was 17. Okay, if I could be wrong, if I remember correctly, she was 17, and she was with this other guy. All right, and apparently he was abusive, yada yada yada. Right, this guy's in the world, so it's whatever. And they weren't like talking like that. All right, they were just friends. All right, because she would talk about certain things with him, and he would talk with her brother. All right, because he would, I guess he was cool with her brother or whatever, and they would talk, but it wasn't like that, And then she turned 18, months and months went by, and I guess, she took a liking to him, and he said, all right, he was kind of at first, but then he took a liking to her as well. And, that's how that happened. Now they're dating. At least at last I knew they were dating. Now this girl at my work, all right, tiny little Issacharite, if she's even that, probably is. goes and says brings something up. Oh, wasn't he dating an underage girl? I said, no, he wasn't dating an underage girl. They met when they were like, I think when they first saw her, she was 17, but they weren't even like that. They were just friends and all that. And then like months went by, and then she liked him, and then he decided that he liked her, and then now they're dating. She was like, oh, okay, because I heard different. And that shows you that's not lying necessarily, but that's trying to gender strife. You're trying to get somebody in trouble. You're trying to start issues, a shit starter, if you will. All right, and who else but a young little fat little round fucking ass Issacharite bitch? Who else? Right? Who else? All right, it's just like the saying that they're practically hand in hand with the Judites at this point, man. Hand in hand. They just sit around gossiping all the time on the goddamn phone with long ass fingernails, talking shit. All right, trying to start shit. All right, they're just fresh out of high school, ain't no shit, young, dumb, and full of cum, right? Dumb, Slovakia. But that's how it is. They're just stupid, man. Just stupid, and they don't know nothing. All right, and they're just trying to start issues with people. All right, and that can lead you into lying, because people will lie and say, oh, he did this or she did that, or I saw him with this person. That never really happened. All right, that's that true lying. All right, telling something that is not correct. All right. Specifically, not specifically, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not specifically, especially, not especially either. Specifically, yeah, I guess I'll just, specifically looking to cause issues for another person, lying on them. All right, bearing false witness. Saying, oh yeah, I saw that guy go over to that man's house and he was in there having sex with his wife when he was never over there. That's lying. That's false witness, man. And these type of people, this happens a lot. All right, this is a thing that happens in the world a lot, and that's why you got to be careful, man. That's why you got to be careful. So that's basically the opening. We've talked about it. Now you know what we're talking about and what we're not talking about. We're gonna go ahead and get the article, or at least the photos. I have some photos that I screenshotted because it was originally found it from Reddit, but I also got the Wikipedia up from the guy. So let's go ahead and get the picture to show you what it is that we're talking about today. Okay, so this is from the Reddit Popular. It says, disgusting that anybody would destroy a person's life like this. It says, let's scroll in. It says, a high school football star had a grape charge against him dropped after a 16-year-old girl confessed that the grape never happened. He spent 6 years falsely in prison and broke down when the case was moved. When the case was moved to dismissed. As you can see, right? As you can see, so this girl, and this can fuck his life up in a multitude of different ways. I'm not sure how old he was at the time. I'm sure we'll find out. But if he was 18, not only does he have, a statutory grape, we have to say it very specifically, charge against him. On top of that, he also has, an assault of, a sexual matter against him. Okay, which is real bad, man. Real bad. He spent 6 years falsely in prison, but he was going to spend life, man. He was going to spend life. Okay, so let's go and get some of these comments. All right, and right off the bat, I want to go and grab a scripture. Let's go and get Ecclesiastes 25:19, because this happens a lot with the women, man. This is a thing, and this is personally, I'm going to go ahead and say it, regardless if people aren't going to like how I am or whatever. Whenever I see someone in the news talking about they got grape, all right, I don't believe them. All right, personally, I don't believe them. I think they're full of shit. Oh, I was touched. I don't believe you. I think you're full of shit. I think you're a liar. I don't think it happened. I'm gonna be straight up. That's how it is. When I hear it, I don't think it happened. You can call me, what do they call it, a victim blamer? I don't believe it. I don't believe it happened. I think you're lying. I think the man is not necessarily innocent on behalf of, on the hand of the Lord, because obviously he's going through that situation as a hell for some reason. But I think to that matter is he's innocent. Okay? Instantly, I always side with the man. Why? Because I've seen it happen to a friend of mine, and this girl tried to say something like that. Oh, he did this. Never happened. I happened to be with him at the time that it happened, actually. And so I know it wasn't the case. I know that he wasn't doing it. So nice try, and they had to try to get me involved in all that shit. So no, I know for a fact that that's not how it works. Okay, and that's why you need to be very careful, you brothers out there. Okay, I don't like to bring up shit in my past, but we were just hanging out with a chick, and then everything, things went down with him and whatnot, right? And then all of a sudden, we're getting pulled into an office, man. Like I said, we try not to bringing up, things in our past, but that's how I know for a fact. I was there with him, man. I was there with him. I know it didn't happen. All right. We were doing stupid shit that night. I think we were smoking dumb shit, but I know for a fact that it was never like that. Nobody ever, forcefully forced her into anything. I know because I was there the whole time. And then she tried to say this and that happened and this and that happened. And, the case ended up getting thrown out. They threw it out. But I was scared of shit because I was like 17 at the time, And so, and that was another, she was like 23. And they were like, how old are you? I'm like 17. They're like, oh, okay. So, and my friend, he might have been a year older than me or something. But they told me when I was there, and we were there because, we had to give a witness report or whatever, a statement. And they basically didn't believe her because I guess they found substances in her system, like on drugs. And that because she was, we this dumb shit. We picked her up randomly because she was like, oh, I want to party. So we're like, oh, shit. All right, cool. It's a chick. Let's hang out. And I guess she was, who knows what drugs she was on, what substances she was on. But, and they told me, and they told, well, at least me, because I don't know his report, because, they separate you and what did you see? And what did you see? And apparently they said she's done this before. Okay, she has done false reports about that type of grape situation before. Okay, so, and the only thing, call all you how about me shy, the only thing that helped us out in that situation was some texts, and that said, hey, that was cool, we had a cool night, you want to chill later? And she responded yes, and they said, yeah, that's not what someone like that would ever say. So that's a personal statement. We don't usually bring personal shit up into it, but I feel like that's something in this case that you brothers need to hear. All right, you brothers specifically, not necessarily you sisters, but you brothers, man, because you can go out and that's why another reason out in the world, man, you fucking around, rolling out, oh shit, let's pick up some girls, haha, pick up some girls, and those girls go and say some crazy shit that you or one of your friends did some shit, and then you got to test on behalf of your friend has to testify on the behalf of you saying, no, that never happened, this never happened, and you're still scared of the shit the whole time. I know for a fact that he never pushed himself on that. Whatever she did was willing, man. I was there the whole time. But, call all you how about me out shot. I didn't get in trouble. He didn't get in trouble either. But, he's in the world and whatever. So fuck him. I never followed up with him much after that anymore anyway. But like off and on, but not much after that because I was like, fuck, man, this dude every time, like once you get into some shit like that with someone, you don't want to hang out with them anymore. But that's a personal testimony of mine. So that's one of the reasons I don't believe these. That's when I stopped. That is the exact day when I was 17. And I'm almost nearing 30 now. That was the exact day when I said, I don't believe any of these bitches now. When they say shit, I don't believe them. All right, and most guys now don't believe them because you have situations like that I have a personal experience that I can tell you about when I know for a fact that he didn't lay hands on that woman, and I know for a fact that 99% of these cases of rape are bullshit, man, because girls just say some shit and they never get in trouble. I never looked up whatever happened to that girl that said that shit about him, but I guess what? I almost can guarantee that nothing was ever done with her. I can almost, this lady, with the lady that did this against this guy, Brian Banks, we're going to get in that. Things did happen to her. So call all you how about me out shy for that. I was reading the article and I started chuckling. I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. So that's one of the reasons we don't believe most of this shit. So Ecclesiastes 25:19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And this is the shit that these women like to do. All right, you don't really hear men doing shit like that because, they're not the ones getting raped. But at the same time, these women, I don't know what they seek to gain out of it. They just have an issue with the man. They want to ruin his life. All right, like it says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. It's just extremely wicked, man. Extremely wicked. They're just like to do that to someone, to bear false witness on someone, to completely fuck their life up. And even if they get out, they could still, 6 years of your life, man. That's 6 whole years. That's 3 years. 3 years from almost what is that? A decade? Is it 10 years? A decade? That's a good ass chunk, man. That's a good chunk of your life. If he went in when he was 17, he's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 23 years, man. He'd be 23 years when he's out. So that's wild, man. That's wild. Okay, and the thing is that there should be more charges put on these people, but they, women worship is in high level in Babylon, so these people just get off with whatever they're doing, So these are some of the comments that I chose to save, all right, from Reddit. All right, we gotta, move it along because I don't want to just spend the whole time rambling, but I had to give a personal testimony. I've seen it. How do you know? You have any first-hand experience? Second-hand experience, whatever you want to call it? Yes, matter of fact, I do. Okay? So it says, she needs to serve the same length in jail. All right. And this person said, nah, man, she should serve the length of the false charge she accused him of. All right. So it says, so let's read that again. I didn't quite understand it. She needs to serve the same length in jail, 6 years, right? This guy said, nah, man, she should serve the same length of the false charge she accused him of. So not the 6 years. She needs to serve the whole, what was it, like going to be like 40 years? We'll get it a little bit later. That's what she needs to serve. And I agree. Absolutely, I agree. And it's actually biblical that that's what would happen. We're going to grab that in just a moment. It says the length was potentially life. He took a plea deal, and that could make victim. And this is some, women loving or a woman herself, all right, type person that. Oh, and that could make victims worry about coming forward if they could get life if they're not believed. Well, look, half of these bitches out of every 10 grape cases, 9.5 of those are fake. Okay, so they're just bullshit. They never happened. All right, or I was drunk and I couldn't consent. Yeah, bitch, you could. All right, when you fell on the bed and you spread your legs over, that's fucking consent. Well, she was drunk. She didn't know what she was doing. She's not retarded. She was drunk. Dumb. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna break Esau's whole court system apart right now. Ready? If she cannot consent, if she was not in the right mind, okay, to have sex, and that was grape, then you cannot charge a drunk driver for manslaughter or put them into jail at all because they didn't know. They weren't in the right mind. They were like a childlike mind. They didn't know that getting a car could hurt somebody. Can't charge them. Can't charge them with DUI. Can't charge them with vehicular manslaughter. Can't charge them. They didn't know. They weren't in the right mind. They couldn't consent. They didn't know that it was bad to put that key in the ignition and drive it. There you go. How about that, E? How about that, E? See how dumb your fucking idea is? Oh, you can't consent. Or here's another one. If you have a wife you've been married to for 14 years and she's passed out on the bed and you decide to, do a little bit of something with her, all right, guess what? Boom. She can say that you raped her. That's your wife, been with her for 14 years. She can say that you raped her, and guess what? You will go to prison. Ain't that some shit? So, continuing on, this person said, understandable, but there must be some form of punishment that should be given to the false accuser. It says it's called perjury charges, and yes, it needs to be pursued more often. I don't think it should be the same length or equal charges to the false acquisition because IMO, an actual rapist, should be in prison for longer than someone who lied about the authorities about grape. Why? Why? If that person was going to put that... So here's the thing. If I said, oh, you raped me and you go for 14 years or 17, 30 years, 40 years, and it found out that I lied and I only do what? One? No, you need to do some shit. That's why in those Saudi Arabia countries, and we don't agree with all the things they do, but I tell you what, there's not a lot of thieves, because you know what they do with thieves? They take their hand and they whack it off with a fucking machete. Whack! No fucking hand anymore. Spurting blood all over the goddamn place. Bet you won't do it again. I bet you won't do it again. Right? Or if you lie over there, guess what they do? They cut your fucking tongue out. They cut your fucking tongue out. You won't be able to lie or say shit anymore because they cut your fucking tongue out. There needs to be more serious charges. All right, more serious charges. If there's not charges, these people are gonna, it's just a year. Whatever, it's just a year. Fuck, a year ain't nothing, man. It is something, but years go by fast. That ain't nothing. Meanwhile, this guy would have had to spend his whole life in prison, And this shows you it's just women worship, man. This society is built on women worship. And here's what should really happen. All right, we're gonna skip one. We're gonna go down to Deuteronomy 19 and 18 through 19. Okay? 19 and 18 through 19. Verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. Slakia, I gotta actually go up. This is verse 16. Deuteronomy 19 and 16. Let me grab a drink. All right, got some reading ahead of me, so let me grab a drink, wet my whistle. Deuteronomy 19 and verse 16. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is. So there's an issue. He did this, he did that, right? He did this, he did that. I saw him do it. All right, both those men between whom the controversy is, right, shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. They're going to be brought to a courtroom-like setting. All right, the original court, all right, the Lord's court. Bring them before the Lord, right? And then what? In verse 18, and the judges shall make a diligent inquisition. They're not going to do the shit like Esau does. So what happened? He raped me. All right, boom, boom. Sentence, 15 years to life. What? You didn't even look into it? Doesn't matter. Send him away. That ain't how it happened biblically. Biblically, they're gonna find the shit out. Okay? If you're lying, if someone's lying, if someone did this or there was some other thing, they're gonna know. They're gonna do a diligent inquisition. What is an inquisition? All right. First of all, what is inquisition? A judicial procedure and later an institution that was established. That isn't it. An inquisition. That's not it. Let's get it in the blue letter because all the definitions online fucking suck these days. All right, because it always goes back to some shit that we aren't talking about. That's not what we're fucking talking about. All right, give us the real definition. So diligent, that's not the word we wanted. We wanted inquisition. What is inquisition? To resort to seek with care, to inquire or require. Okay, to seek, to investigate, to inquire. All right, to seek with care, to care for, to look. All right, to seek. To get all the information, all right? Be a Sherlock Holmes. That's what they're gonna do, all right? They're gonna make it diligent. What is diligent? What does diligent mean? All right, we should know what that means, but what does it mean?
Diligent.
Having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. Hard working, all right? Rigorous, painstaking. They're gonna look high and low. And then once they're done looking high and low, they're gonna look high and low one more time. Make sure no crumbs got through, all right? And the judges shall make a diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness and hath testified falsely against his brother, he slept with that woman, and finds out, no, that woman wasn't even over there. That woman was in Panama. All right? So you said that happened. You're a liar. You're a liar. Then what happens? What happens once he's found out to be a liar? Verse 19, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to do unto his brother, so shall thou put the evil away from among you. So guess what? In this situation, said, oh, he raped me. Oh, try to get him to go away for life. Guess what needs to be done to you? Bam, life imprisonment. Or guess what? You tried to say something that would get somebody hung or to get them put up in the guillotine or get them stabbed and killed and murdered. Guess what? You need to be hung. You need to be put on the guillotine. You need to be stabbed, killed, and murdered. Right? That's what needs to happen to you. That's how it works biblically. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You try to do something like that, guess what? It needs to happen to you. That's true biblical judgment. But we don't have that now. Now you can say, oh, he did this. That guy can go for 17 years. They find out you were a liar. You don't even see any amount of time. Any amount of time. Okay? So, and that's bullshit. And there's no justice in Babylon. And we will not get justice. All right? No justice, no peace. All right? That march that you always hear Jake doing with their simple, no justice, no peace, no racist police. Well, yeah, there ain't gonna be no justice, no peace. Duh. We're in a wicked society ran by Esau Edom. There ain't gonna be no peace. So, continuing on, and there ain't gonna be no justice. So, continuing on, no, they shouldn't serve as much time. No, biblically, they need to do exactly whatever. If they wanted him to go for 5 years, they need to go for 5 years. If they were hoping they'd get put to death, they need to be put to death. If they were hoping they'd lose their whole family in their house, they need to lose their whole family in their house. That needs to happen. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. All right, verse 19, once again, Deuteronomy 19 and 19. Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to do unto his brother. Slakia, so shalt thou put the evil away from among you. I'm curious what this says in the Good News Translation. So I'm gonna go over there real quick. Let's go ahead and give a little thing. Let's go and find it. All right, verse 16. If any of you try to harm another by false accusations, both of you to go to the one place of worship and be judged by the priests and the judges who are then in office. The judges will investigate the case thoroughly, and if you have made a false accusation, you are to receive the punishment the accused would have received. In this way, your nation will get rid of this evil. Verse 20, then everyone else will hear what happened, and they will be afraid, and no one will ever do such an evil thing. Boom! In such cases, show no mercy. The punishment is to be a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand, and a foot for a foot. Boom, 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 boom. IUIC, that bomb sound that they have. Oh, fire! That's what needs to happen, man. That's what needs to happen. Verse 20 in the King James Version says, and those which remain shall hear and fear and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. I ain't gonna do that shit. You see, he tried to get him locked up for life. Now he's locked up for life. I ain't gonna do that shit, man. Fuck that. I ain't doing it. All right, 21. And thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Bam. That is justice. That is judgment. That is how it should be. You try to get someone put away for life, throw the fucking key away. You're in line. Oh, I didn't mean to do it. Fuck you. Stay in there. Cry your bitch ass to sleep. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, man. But it was proved that it was wrong. Yeah, and prove that you're a liar. So you can sit in there and you can fucking rot. I hope the goddamn rats nibble on your toes, you filthy fucking liar. You piece of shit. Fuck these type of people, man. These type of people are the worst, and they're almost always women, man. They're almost always women saying, he touched me, he did it. And I was surprised to find out that this lady was actually not even an Edomite. It was another Jake woman. Could you believe it? Because I heard it, I was like, Edomite woman. Because they always do that shit with Jake. He touched me, he did this, he robbed me, he broke in my house, and it never happened. Just those people just, man. Lord, see, that's why the Lord is better than I, because he says just do unto them as they would want to do. But well, you know, in this case, it would be justice, because I was gonna say just fucking go out and hang those goddamn people. But you know what? It would be justice, because you know what happened to that Jake man back in those days? He would have been lynched. So you know what needed to happen to those Edomite women that were so, he did this, and fucking lynch them, drag them out back. I'm talking, take the rope around their neck, fucking drag them behind the goddamn car, hang them up on that tree, and beat the fuck out of them. All right, and that's what needs to happen to them. Some people are like, that's a little harsh. Fuck you. That's not harsh enough. They would have had no problem seeing that done to a Jake man. Dragged behind a car with his fucking ankle snapping, his neck twisting, hung up on a tree gasping for air while they sit around having a picnic. Fuck them, man. They deserve the exact same punishment. All right, they deserve to take blows to the goddamn gut, beat like a goddamn pinata. Fuck them, man. And that's the thing with society. You don't know what justice is. You're okay with one person having it, but oh, it's not right to kill them back. No, if someone kills someone, you should be killed right on back. That's how it is. That's how judgment is. Eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. You chop someone's arm off, guess what, bitch? You're getting your arm chopped off. That's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, unless it's something unrighteous, like, you know, someone, you know, a man went up in another man and raped him. Now, obviously, you're not going to have that same thing done to you, but you will be killed. You will be put to death. All right, and the Lord hates these type of things, man. The Lord hates these type of things. This is Proverbs 12 and 22. This type of shit gets us heated, man. Proverbs 12 and 22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. Okay, so there you go, man. The Lord hates abomination. We hate it too. All right, and lying lips are an abomination. Nobody likes a fucking liar. Nobody wants to be around a liar. Nobody wants to talk to a liar. Nobody even wants to look at a liar, okay? Fuck them liars, man. And these people, oh, this should be perjury. They shouldn't get the same amount of time. Fuck you, man. They should get the same amount of time, man. The same amount of time. And this person, I'm not going to read their whole fucking bitch-ass statement, all right? But this person says it should absolutely be the same length of sentence. This girl had no qualms about throwing this dude's life in the gutter. Only fair that the court should value her life the same as she valued his. Okay? 200. Look how much this got. 66. So at least people are more down with, yeah, she absolutely should have her life thrown away, because she was going to throw his away. It says, once you've lied, why would you then come forward and admit it was a lie if you were going to get life in prison? This person said, she deserves life. This will affect his life forever. It says, just like grape affects the victim for life, so does being labeled as a grapeist and being falsely imprisoned for 6 years starting in high school. It says nobody got you-know-whatted here. It says, how'd you figure that one out? And finally, let's get the last one, and then we just got scriptures and, you know, the most important, you know, meat of the lesson, the scriptures, and then, of course, this article. It says, and let me guess, she gets away free and clear from this. Pretty sure he can sue the ever-living fuck out of her now. It says, doesn't matter if she's as broke as everyone else. Says he can probably go after her parents as well, as she was a minor. All right. So yada, 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 all those different things. You see it. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of these. All right. So we can clear up the lesson folder. And we're going to go grab another scripture. All right. We're going to get Proverbs 6 and 16 through 19. We're going to grab that. It says, I forgot the P, as I did last time. So Proverbs 6 and 16 through 6 and 19 says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. And this bitch done did nearly all of these things. All right. She had a lying tongue. All right. She was basically, you know, she wouldn't have cared if he was put to death. All right, she has a heart that's devising wicked imaginations. All right, and she had feet that was swift in running to mischief, trying to get this guy in trouble. and a false witness that speaketh lies, and she tried to sow discord. All right, that's exactly what she tried to do. Well, just throw her away, man. Throw the whole woman away. She's just fucking throw her ass in the garbage disposal, man. The Lord will deal with her accordingly, okay? Because the people like that, she's an oxygen thief, man. She has no reason to even be here. Accept judgment. Proverbs 19 and 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. There you go. You do those things, you will die. All right, at one point or another. So this is the guy here. Now, he eventually got a break, all right? The Lord gave him that, even though he's probably in the world, right? Gave him a break, though, because he was innocent in that accord. Not innocent in the Lord's behalf, but he was innocent in that accord. So Brian Banks, this is who it happened to, American football. Brian Keith Banks, former American football player. He signed with the Atlanta Falcons of the National Football League on April 3rd, 2013. He was also an undrafted free agent with the Las Vegas Locomotives and the United Football League, right? But we're not dealing with any of that. We're dealing with this right here, the false accusation. It says in summer of 2002, age 16, Banks was arrested. So he was 16. Banks was arrested and charged after classmate Juanita Gibson. All right, and that's how I figured out it was a Jake, because I never heard of no white girl named Juanita. It says falsely accused him of dragging her into a stairway and raping her. So she made up a whole fucking story. He was expelled from Long Beach Polytechnic High School, and shortly after being taken into custody and placed at juvenile hall. Sean Ashley, who was a co-principal of Long Beach Poly High, had claimed that Banks would not be allowed on campus regardless of any jurisdictional outcome. Even if he was found out to be she was a liar, he's not allowed back either way. Never. Even if he's proved to be innocent, fuck him. We don't want no black pieces of shits around here. That's basically what he was probably thinking. Faced with possible 41 years to life. Give her 41 years to life. Matter of fact, just make it life, because he could have got life, so make it life for her. He accepted a plea bargain, which is a fucking scam, that included 5 years in prison, 5 years of probation, and registering as a you-know-what offender. Banks stated that his lawyer said by pleading no contest, he would receive probation, but no jail time. Gibson and her mother, Wanda Rhodes, sued the Long Beach Unified School District, claiming the Poly campus was not a safe environment, and won a $1.5 million settlement. So they lied and they got money from it, which is basically ill-gotten gains, almost stealing. So now you have to pay that back double, all right? Now you have to pay that back way many more times, which she eventually did, which is great. Call all you Halbashim Yowshai for that. It says confession of false accusation. In March 11th, 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9 years later, says Gibson contacted Banks on Facebook, met with him, and admitted in the presence of a private investigator that Banks had hired that she fabricated the story. Banks secretly recorded Gibson's confession, but she later, according to Banks and his private investigator, refused to tell prosecutors that she had lied so she wouldn't have to return the money her family had won in court. Fuck that bitch, man. Just fucking put her to death, man. Put her to death. Seriously. She was trying to ruin this guy's life. She was stealing money, and she lied and continued to lie so this guy could stay in jail so she could just keep the money. What a dumb whore. It says it was unclear why she made the initial false accusation. And probably didn't like him, or she tried to hit on him and he said, nah, bitch, I don't want nothing to do with you, ratchet ass hoe. And she's like, oh yeah, well, guess what I'm gonna do? Yeah, well, fuck her. It says, we're not gonna read all this, but it says school lawsuit. In 2013, the Long Beach Unified School District won a $2.6 million judgment against Gibson, and recouping $750,000 in payments paid to her, along with attorney fees, interest, and $1 million in punitive damages. Gibson failed to appear in court. Yeah, because she's probably ashamed. So how much she got? She got $1.5 million out of that settlement. She had to pay back $2.6 million. Bitch, you're in a worse situation than you were. I'm glad that happened. You can't find anything about that bitch. I tried to look her up. You can't find a picture of her. All right? So, hey, man, I'm glad her life's ruined. I hope every single day she wakes up and struggles to even feed herself, man. I hope every single day is plagued with misery for her, because that's some wicked-ass shit to do. Wicked, evil-ass shit. Again, all wickedness is but little the wickedness of a woman. That's some evil fucking shit to do. All right, to throw someone's life away over some money, that's some evil fucking shit, man. She might not even be a Jake. That's some Edomite level shit. All right, and she's a Jake's wicked like that, but that's some Edomite level shit to sacrifice someone's life for some money. That's evil, man. Just pure fucking evil. Pure fucking evil. This is Luke 8 and 17, and it's proven by what we just read. Luke 8 and 17, this is Yahushua speaking. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. There you go. Like I said, I've seen it firsthand, with a friend of mine. So you brothers, be careful. Why not you sisters? Because you sisters, this society's set up for women. Okay, and you have certain situations to be careful and watch out about, not getting with dangerous men. But you men, like I said, if it's not a close family member like a sister or a mother, I would recommend not even going into a room, all right, with a woman unless there's somebody else that you have that can back you up. Okay, back you up. Imagine if that situation that I gave you of mine. Like I said, we don't like to bring up things from our past, but I want to let you know. Well, how do you know? How do you know? Because I've seen it happen to a friend of mine, and if he wasn't there to back me up, and I wasn't there to back him up, that situation could. What if it was just one of us? All right. What if I wasn't there with him and he wasn't there with me? And she cornered one of us and said it was us, and we had no proof. We had no proof. That could have been a very bad situation. Call all Yahushua Shai that I got out of that situation. All right, and that shows you. And after that, I stopped getting myself, and I was still doing dumb shit, but I didn't. We didn't ever pick no women up like that ever again. So, learning lesson, man. A learning lesson. You don't know who these people are. You go into, you're at a party. Hey, you should come over here in the garage. Don't you go in that goddamn garage. Well, I might get some box. The box ain't worth it. Is getting a little bit of box being stuck in a metal box for 15 years to life? Ain't nothing that good. Ain't nothing that good. No, stay the fuck out. Be careful. All right. Be careful. If you need to even go in a room where there's a woman and you don't know this person, bring a buddy. All right. Bring a friend. All right. And maybe even have your camera on. All right. Goddamn. At this point, men, we're so fucking fucked with all the time. Anything, man. We can't even say hi to a little boy or little girl. We could be walking through a store. A little kid comes up. Hi. We can't even say hi without being looked at and discussed. Especially if you're like a brother in this truth, like a Hebrew Israelite, because we have beards. They'll go, oh, you're a creep. I'm not a goddamn creep. Little kid said hi to me. It's only polite to say hi back. They're a little kid. They want to say hi. I'm going to wave back to them. All right? Goddamn. But the thing is, we're so persecuted as men in the society. All right? Women are so bigged up in the society. We damn near have to get a fucking one of those police-style body cams and wear it at all given times. What did you do to the child? I said hello. Did you really? Yeah, actually, officer. You see right here, I have a body cam on it. And unlike you, I don't turn mine off. Right? So that's the type of shit that, it's damn near, any situation you need to record. Cops pull you over, you need to record. You're going at a club, you better record. All right, you're going at a house party, a woman says, hey, come over here for a minute. Better start recording. You better have proof on everything you did. Better walk around with a goddamn tape recorder in your goddamn back pocket. It's ridiculous, man. The situation is ridiculous, man. And these people, they don't care, but it'll eventually come to light, all right? Whether it's now, whether it's later, and the Lord's going to pay them back for that situation that they did. Luke 8 and 17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. The Lord's going to pay these people back, man. And it's great, all right? We're not worried about if the Lord's going to pay them back or not, because we know the Lord's going to pay them back. Just a matter of when. Not a matter of if, a matter of when, all right? If, no, it's going to happen. When? Maybe next week. Maybe the week after that. Maybe a month from then. Maybe 3 or 4 months from then. Maybe a year. All right. We don't know how much time we have left. Not much. But you'll get back eventually. All right. The Lord will. It'll go full circle on your ass. The Lord will pay you back. He'll pay you a visit. You want to be a liar? You want to do those things? Guess what? Not going to be so great for you. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Oh, ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You're right. Ain't nothing happen today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not next week. Maybe not next month. Maybe not next year, as we said. But the Lord's gonna get you back at some point when you least expect it. When that Mack truck drives down from you, bam, slam right in the dead. Now they got to get those jaws of life. Oh, the jaws of life aren't working. She's bleeding out. She's bleeding out. Oh shit. Flatline. Oh, she's dead. She's dead. Fuck. Well, that's the Lord's judgment. And no one's ever going to see it as that, except us, all right, the brothers and sisters in this truth. We'll see it as judgment, but these people won't see it as judgment. They'll see, oh, it was a terrible accident. It was a freak accident. It wasn't even an accident. An accident implies that it wasn't meant to happen. It wasn't an accident. The Lord meant that shit to happen, all right, because he sent that upon them, all right? He meant for it to happen. He meant for that truck to hit you. He meant for you to have a terrible, spontaneously combust on fire when you lit that stove. All right? He wanted those things to happen. And it happened because that's the Lord's judgment. Isaiah 30 and 13, it says, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. swelling out in a high wall whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. You can sin and sin and sin and sin and sin. It's just like a wall, and you keep on putting water on the other side of that wall. You put water on the other side of that wall. The way I like to visualize it, if you've ever seen World War Z, remember when those zombies were crawling over that wall? Oh, it's fine, we got that wall. And all of a sudden, they just start pouring over. It's like you whack the mic. They just start pouring over all these goddamn zombies. Here, I'll show you the picture. World War Z zombie wall. That's the way I like to visualize it, okay? That's the way I like to visualize it, man, is, you know, all of a sudden, I might be remembering it wrong, but, you know, or for example, if you have a wall or a dam, you know, and it's like this, just look at this, you know, it's, you see all water coming up, and eventually, it's going to be too strong for that wall to hold anymore, and it's going to collapse. All right, and that's how the sin is. You're going to sin. Oh, I'm getting away with it. I'm getting away with it. He. I'm getting away with it. Yeah, until the wall cracks, and all that judgment comes flowing down onto you. And then you're going to whine and complain in your day of destruction, and we're going to celebrate because that's the Lord's judgment. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. All right, or as the scripture says, lying lips are abomination to the Lord. Okay, and the Lord will repay you. All right, and the real repayment, biblically, that should happen on earth is that whatever you wanted to happen to that person should happen to you. You wanted them to do life, you got to do life. You wanted them to be put to death, you get to get put to death. All right, that's how it goes. The Lord's judgment's real. There ain't no judgment and no justice, I should say, in Esau society. All right, there's judgment by the Lord, but no justice from the hands of these devils. All right, but justice will be had at the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So with that, we're gonna close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwedash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. These people will be repaid by the Lord. Until the next one, Lord willing, Shalom.